I'm gonna be real, this Figuarts Kaiju number 8 line has honestly been majorly underwhelming to me. It's not like the releases are bad, it's just that they aren't anything special. Kaiju number 8 is good, but I feel like my posing options with him are really limited.
Oh no!
Then Reno's articulation is really not the best, and posing him is quite frustrating. Also, Reno's body engineering carries over to the rest of the humans in the line, so I can already tell that their articulation probably won't be as good either. And that really makes me upset with the Vice Captain because he does some crazy shit in anime, so I feel like he'd get some articulation upgrades, but it's looking like that isn't the case sadly. So, after seeing the Vice Captain's disappointing promos, I was honestly looking to sell all my figures from this line. But before doing that, I had a pre-order for a figure that was soon to come out, Kaiju number 9, and I honestly regretted pre-ordering it at first when I realized I wanted to sell these figures I have from this line. Thankfully, I did not cancel this figure because he is actually really damn good. First, we'll go take a quick look at his packaging, and I gotta say, it's really clean. There's so much going on. The paint splatters, different coloring, and textures all really make this an eye-catching box. On the front, we can see the figure inside, its name, and a big image of the figure. Here's the top and bottom of the box. Here's both sides of the box. The back of the box is a full showcase of the figure with some pretty cool looking promo shots. Overall, this is one of the coolest boxes I've seen this year from any action figure, and with the box being cool, the figure has to be just as cool, right? Yep, this figure is really damn cool. Like, I had low expectations for this figure, but damn, he blew them out the water. Like, he is scary good, and there's so much to talk about. To begin with, he looks freaking awesome. The likeness is spot on. He is really skinny, like anorexic skinny. We can see bro's ribs, which are low-key nasty.
Sick!
And then throughout all of his body, we can see his muscle fibers. It's actually crazy how detailed his muscles are to me, because they did the insertion points on them really accurately. And look at them hamstrings on this guy. He is peeled. Oh, and right above his hamstrings is his shredded butt cheeks. Bro literally has some shredded glutes. So is he actually naked? Might have to throw some clothes on bro. Also, he has some veins on his shoulders, arms, chest, and back. He has some skin blotches around his upper torso. His horns look good, but aren't like overly sharp or anything, so you don't have to worry about pricking your fingers while posing him. And on his horns, they have some nice shade on them that can also be found around his elbows, knees, fingers, and toes. And then we can see his spine sticking out of his body like how Kaiju number 8 has. So yeah, this guy has an insane amount of detail and that all complement this figure wonderfully. Even in the promos he looked good, so I was expecting this figure to look good, but I wasn't expecting how good it feels. This figure feels really high quality and moves so damn fluidly, like he is perfect. Overall, for the look and feel of this figure, it's phenomenal. And now, let's take a look at his accessories, which are just as phenomenal. This figure came jam-packed with accessories. Like, look at this tray. It's full with no empty space at all. To begin with, he comes with 4 interchangeable head sculpts. He comes with a neutral resting face, an open mouth face, another mouth open face, but this time we can see his eyes, which is really freaking creepy. Like, these things will stare into your soul.
See their soul!
Then lastly, he comes with a freaky ass face. Bro really got his tongue out and is ready to get his freak on. But in all seriousness though, all the head sculpts look great. They have nice sculpt work and detail all throughout them. And yes, you can send this figure up with his flat ass head, which does make for some really fun and unique poses. Next, if you take a look at the back of the figure, you can see his 2 middle back horns. And if you pull on these horns, you can actually take these off. This is so that you can put the 2 other arms that he comes with on. This is legit sick as fuck. Posing this figure with the extra arms has added so much more playability to this guy. They're the same arms as his regular ones and get a really great amount of movement. And you don't have to worry about them falling off because they securely plug in. Then if you're wondering about his hands, all his hands come with a duplicate set so they can go on the extra arms. So he comes with 4 fisted hands, 4 finger point hands, 4 open hands, and then lastly 4 special effect hands. The special effect hands look amazing. They're a see-through plastic that is colored like an orangish color, which looks pretty accurate to me. And it looks really cool when all these hands are on the arms. Then lastly for his accessories, he comes with a Kaiju number 8 faceplate. And to be honest with y'all, I do not like it at all. It's ugly and it is not what they advertise. Like if you look at the one in the promo image, it does not look like the one we got. The face we got has eyes and energy that has a lighter blue, which does not match the coloring of the rest of the body. The one in the promo image was a darker blue and did match the body's energy better. And then the energy on the face we got looks very cheap. It overlaps onto the eyes and looks like it is an entirely different material. In the promos, energy blends in well and doesn't overlap like this. This faceplate is overall just bad and lazy. I wonder what went wrong because in the promos it looked good, but sadly the final product is ass and looks really stupid since the blues doesn't match and the energy effect looks very cheap. Very disappointed with that face, but thankfully it was just like DLC faceplate for Kaiju number 8 because all Kaiju number 9's accessories are all peak. And what's also peak is his articulation. His articulation is so damn good and has made posing him a breeze. His head can look this far upwards, it can look this far downwards, and it can tilt well all around. Then for his arms, they can go this far upwards. I think the spikes hinder it some, but the arms still go up far enough. He has a bicep swivel, double jointed elbows that bend pretty much 180 degrees. It's honestly crazy how far these elbows bend. Then he has typical SH Figuarts wrist movement, which works fine. As for his arms crossing over one another, look at this. Freaking outstanding. Truly amazing that his arms make a perfect X by crossing over one another. And then going backwards, they can just about overlap each other. Then for his upper diaphragm articulation, it actually works really well. It moves so fluidly and has a really good amount of crunch. The waist joint's on a typical ball peg and it works pretty well. The legs on this guy can kick ridiculously far upwards. They kick so far upwards that you can actually put his legs behind his head. Insane! And then as for kicking backwards, his butt cheeks get in the way some, so they don't go too far backwards. Then his legs can go really far outwards. His knees are like the elbows where they can bend a crazy amount. Then he has really good ankle articulation and a toe joint. Though the toe joint isn't that stiff, so when posing him, the toe joint sort of collapses, which sucks. Overall though, the articulation on this guy is amazing. Huge part of that is due to his design, since he isn't a buff character and is really slim, but still, the articulation is amazing, and has it to where you can put this figure in just about any pose you can think of. Now we're going to see how he scales with other figures. First, here he is next to Kaiju number 8. These two scale pretty well next to each other and complement each other really nicely. Then here he is next to Reno. The size difference between these two is good, and having Kafko and Reno versus number 9 has been a blast to mess around with. Here he is next to Teen Gojo. Here he is next to Luffy. Here he is next to Naruto. Here he is next to Daima Goku. Here he is next to Demoniacal Fit Goku. And lastly, here he is next to Storm Collectibles Yujiro Hama. By now, you guys probably know what I'm about to say about this figure, and that's that he's a piece of shit. Nah, I'm just playing with y'all. He's a great figure. Pretty much perfect, actually. He looks amazing, comes with fantastic accessories, and has some of the best articulation I've ever seen on a Figuarts figure. I am genuinely so blown away with how great this figure is. Even if you haven't seen the show, I feel like this is one of those figures you copy anyways, just to have as villain fodder. Like you can go with your Demon Slayer figures, your JJK figures, and any other franchises you can think of. The retail price for this figure is around $70 to $80, I believe, and is it worth it? Yeah, for the size, sculpt work, accessories, and articulation, it's justified. So if you want this guy or see him anywhere, I definitely recommend. Sadly, this might be my last figure from this line, because the humans having subpar articulation sucks. So, unless they change it, I'm probably done with this line. At least I'm leaving the line on a high note. That's it for this one, guys. Oh, and before we go, I was recently sent some fan art, which looks really cool. Thank you for making such an amazing piece of art. And if you guys ever make me fan art and want to send it to me, just send it to my email in the description below or on Instagram. I really do appreciate all the love you guys show me. Thinking about doing a giveaway soon, so stay tuned. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.